हरे कृष्ण प्रभु, धन्यवाद प्रणाम। हरे कृष्ण वीरेश प्रभु जी।
हरे प्रभु जी, धन्यवाद प्रणाम।
प्रभु जी, I came outside. I mean, it may take 8:30. Prabhu ji, Mata ji can share. Prabhu ji, Lavanya Mata ji today.
Yeah, I will ask her to continue.
Okay, Prabhu ji, please let me know, Prabhu ji. If it's a problem, I can go little early.
I will ask her to continue. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Prabhu ji.
हरे कृष्णा लावण्य माता जी, हरे कृष्णा।
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Ram.
హలో
Hare Krishna Krishna Krishna
చెప్పండి
Hare Ram
చెప్పండి
Ram Ram.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Am I audible, Mataji and Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes,
Hare Krishna,
Mataji.
Mataji.
Okay, voice is okay.
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining today's morning call. We'll start Mangalacharan. Okay. Would you like to do Samyukta Mataji or who else? Yeah. Navanit Mata chestara?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Anyway, we are going to miss you. Chend Mataji. Yeah, thank
Okay,
you.
Mataji. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshuru Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam pangam langayate girim yat krupatamaham vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Mishwaram. Om apavitra pavitro va sarvavastam gatopi va yasmaret pundarikaksham sabhyantaram suchihi. Sri Vishnu Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji, for reciting the Mangalacharan prayers. And thank you, devotees, for joining today's call. We'll start with 3.4.17 from Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 4th chapter. Are you able to see my screen, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3rd canto, 4th chapter, 17th verse. You can start, Mataji. Samyukta Mataji.
Yeah, okay, Mataji.
3 verse, 3 Jayani. Yeah.
3 verses, Mataji.
This is the verse 347.
Okay. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Oh my Lord.
కాల్లో ఉన్నాను మాతాజీ నేను కాల్లో ఉన్నాను నేను మళ్ళీ చేస్తాను ఓకే
Translation. Oh my Lord, your eternal self is never divided by the influence of time, and there is no limitation to your perfect knowledge. Thus you were sufficiently able to consult with yourself, yet you called upon me for consultation as if bewildered. Although you are never bewildered, yet this act of yours bewilders me. Purport. Uddhava was never actually bewildered, but he says that all these contradictions appear to be bewildering. The whole discussion between Krishna and Uddhava was meant for the benefit of Maitreya, who was sitting nearby. The Lord used to call Uddhava for consultation when the city was attacked by Jarasandha and others, and when he executed great sacrifices as part of his routine royal work as Lord of Dwaraka. The Lord has no past, present, and future because he is unhampered by the influence of eternal time, and thus nothing is hidden from him. He is eternally self-intelligent. Therefore, his calling for Uddhava to give him enlightenment is certainly astonishing. All these actions of the Lord appear to be contradictory, although there is no contradiction in the routine activities of the Lord. Therefore, it is better to see them as they are and not attempt to explain them. Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Yes, Mataji. Thank
You can read one more.
Okay, Mataji.
Yes.
Translation. My Lord, kindly explain to us, if you think us competent to receive it, the transcendental knowledge which gives enlightenment about yourself and which you explained before to Brahmaji. Purport. A pure devotee like Uddhava has no material afflictions because he engages constantly in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. A devotee feels afflicted without the association of the Lord. Constant remembrance of the Lord's activities keeps the devotee alive, and therefore Uddhava requested that the Lord please enlighten him with the knowledge of Srimad Bhagavatam as previously instructed to Brahmaji.
Thank you,
Mataji.
Mataji. Yeah, now starts Uddhava Gita. Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Rashmi Mataji, are you able to read Mataji? Hare Krishna, Rashmi Mataji. Madhavi Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Do you like to read Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes.
Yeah. My Lord, kindly
Mataji,
explain.
my voice chinna undi. Is it for me only or?
Yeah, 1 second.
Koncham pedaga cheste.
Am I audible now, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji. Perfect. Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah.
మాతాజీ శ్లోక అయిపోయింది, నెక్స్ట్ చేస్తారా? ఇంకా నెక్స్ట్ చేయలేదు.
ఇప్పుడు ఈ శ్లోక చేద్దామా ప్రభుజీ?
ఇది అయిపోయింది మాతాజీ, ఈ శ్లోక అయిపోయింది. అంటే దిస్ పర్పట్ అండ్ ట్రాన్స్లేషన్ ఆల్రెడీ బీన్ రెడ్.
Yes. Yes, Mataji.
Okay. When I thus expressed my all heartfelt desires unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Lord instructed me about his transcendental situation. Purport. The words Paramam Stitim are significant in this verse. The Lord's transcendental situation was not even spoken of to Brahma when the 4 verses of Srimad Bhagavatam 2.9.33 to 36 were explained. This transcendental situation comprises dealings with devotees engaged in transcendental loving service, as exhibited at Dwaraka and Vrindavana. When the Lord explained his specific transcendental situation, it was meant for Uddhava only, and therefore Uddhava particularly said, Mahyam, unto me. Although the great sage Maitreya was also sitting there, such a transcendental situation is hardly understood by those whose devotion is mixed with speculative knowledge or creative activities. The Lord's activities in confidential love are very rarely disclosed to the general devotees who are attracted by devotion mixed with knowledge and mysticism. Such activities are the inconceivable pastimes of the Lord. Yeah.
Yeah, ఇది కూడా చదవండి.
I have studied the path of understanding self-knowledge from a spiritual master, the personality of Godhead, and thus after circumambulating him, I have come to this place, very much aggrieved due to the separation. Purport. Sri Uddhava's actual life is the direct symbol of the Chatusloka Bhagavatam, enunciated first to Brahmaji by the personality of Godhead. These 4 very great and important verses from Srimad Bhagavatam are particularly taken out by the Mayavadi speculators, who construe a different purport to suit their impersonal view of monism. Here is the proper answer to such unauthorized speculators. The verses of Srimad Bhagavatam are purely theistic science, understandable by the postgraduate students of Bhagavad Gita. The unauthorized dry speculators are offenders at the lotus feet of the Lord Sri Krishna because they distort the purports of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam to mislead the public and prepare a direct path to the hell known as Antatamistra. As confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 16.20, such envious speculators are without knowledge and are surely condemned life after life. They unnecessarily take shelter of Sripada Shankaracharya, but he wasn't so drastic as to commit an offense at the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. According to Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sripada Shankaracharya preached the Mayavada philosophy for a particular purpose. Such a philosophy was necessary to defeat the Buddhist philosophy of the non-existence of the spirit soul. But it was never meant for perpetual acceptance. It was an emergency. Thus, Lord Krishna was affected by Shankaracharya as the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his commentation on Bhagavad Gita. Since he was a great devotee of Lord Krishna, he did not dare write any commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam because that would have been a direct offense at the lotus feet of the Lord. But later, speculators in the name of Mayavada philosophy unnecessarily make their Mataji, I am unable to see last line.
Commentary.
Unnecessarily make their commentary on the Chatusloka Bhagavatam without any bona fide intent.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Rashmi Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Yeah. You can read Mataji this time. The monastic drive.
Okay. The monastic dry speculators have no business in the Srimad Bhagavatam because this particular Vedic literature is forbidden for them by the great author himself. Srila Vyasadeva has definitely forbidden persons engaged in religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, and finally salvation from trying to understand Srimad Bhagavatam, which is not meant for them. Bhagavatam 1.1.2. Sripada Sridhara Swami, the great commentator on Srimad Bhagavatam, has definitely forbidden the salvationist or monist to deal in Srimad Bhagavatam. It is not for them, yet such unauthorized person perversely try to understand Srimad Bhagavatam, and thus they commit offense at the feet of the Lord, which even Sripada Shankaracharya dared not do. Thus, they prepare for their continuation of miserable life. It should be particularly noted herein that Uddhava studied on Koch Sloka Bhagavatam. Chatushloka Bhagavatam directly from the Lord who spoke them first to Brahmaji, and this time the Lord explained more confidentially the self-knowledge mentioned as the paramam sthitim. Upon learning such self-knowledge of love, Uddhava felt very much aggrieved by feeling of separation from the Lord unless one is awakened to the stage of Uddhava, everlastingly feeling the separation of the Lord in transcendental love as exhibited by the Lord Chaitanya also. One cannot understand the real importance of four essential words of Srimad Bhagavatam. One should not indulge in the unauthorized act of twisting the meaning and thereby putting himself on the dangerous path of offense. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Lalit Mohan Prabhuji, anything would you like to explain, Prabhuji, before starting about this?
No. These two chapters, Mataji, now Uddhava will tell to our Vidura to go to Maitreya, who heard the same knowledge which Krishna has given to both of us. That is the thing. In the next chapter also will deals with how he meets Maitreya and how he asks the questions about creation again. Okay, now the process of creation has come 3 times by now. Okay, first time is in the second canto. Our what we say? Parikshit asks to Sukadev Goswami. Sukadev Goswami will tell about Brahma Narada Samvad. Okay, that is first time. Second time is again Parikshit asks some more questions.
Purishas,
yeah. In the third canto, 2.8. Okay, that's how the third canto comes. And now again in this conversation also, Vidura asks to Maitreya. So 3 times the same things comes. Okay, but now the real start of the creation takes place from coming chapters, 3.6 or 3.5. From there, the real creation takes place. Now, what is this creation about? The universe where this Brahma is staying. Okay, Chaturmukha Brahma and Chaturdisha Brahma, Chaturdisha universe. We are living in that. In that universe, and about how the history of this universe has taken place, how the creation of this universe has taken place, that is what we are going to study. Okay.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah.
Mataji, Shirisha wants to read, Mataji.
Yeah. Yes, Mataji. Shirisha Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dandavat
Hare
Pranam.
Krishna.
Translation. My dear Vidura, now I am mad for want of the pleasure of seeing him. And just to mitigate this, I am now proceeding to Badrikashrama in the Himalayas for association, as I have been instructed by him. Purport. A pure devotee of the Lord of the standard of Uddhava constantly associates with the Lord in the double perception of simultaneous separation and meeting. The pure devotee is not for a moment unengaged in the transcendental service of the Lord. Execution of the Lord's service is the main occupation of the pure devotee. Uddhava's separation from the Lord was unbearable, and therefore he started to Badrikashrama in obedience to the Lord's order, because the order of the Lord and the Lord himself are identical. As long as one is engaged in the execution of the order of the Lord, there is no factual separation from him.
Yeah, ఇంకొకటి చదవండి.
Okay.
Yeah, చదవండి.
Translation. There in Badrikashrama, the personality of Godhead in his incarnation as the sages Nara and Narayana has been undergoing great penance since time immemorial for the welfare of all amiable living entities. Purport. Badrikashrama in the Himalayas, the abode of the Naranarayana sages, is a great place of pilgrimage for the Hindus. Even up to the present, hundreds and thousands of pious Hindus go to pay respects to the incarnation of Godhead Naranarayana. It appears that even 5,000 years ago, this holy place was being visited by such a holy being as Uddhava. And even at the time, the place was known to be very, very old. This particular pilgrimage site is very difficult to visit for ordinary men because of its difficult situation in the Himalayas, in a place which is covered by ice almost all year. A few months during the summer season, people can visit this place at great personal inconvenience. There are 4 dhamas, or kingdoms of God, which represent the planets of the spiritual sky, which consist of the Brahma Jyoti and the Vaikunthas. These are Badrikashrama, Rameshwara, Jagannath Puri, and Dwaraka. Faithful Hindus still visit all these holy places for perfection of spiritual realization, following in the footsteps of devotees like Uddhava. Thank you, Mataji. Hare
Yeah,
Krishna.
thank you, Mataji.
Raj.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji?
Prabhuji?
We are not able to hear you, Prabhuji.
Sukadeva Goswami said after hearing from you are able to hear Mataji?
Some disturbance is coming, Prabhuji. Mataji's voice is fine, but yours we are not able to hear.
Okay, Mataji. Please, I'll read.
ఇప్పుడు వస్తుంది, Prabhuji. You can
Okay. Yeah. Shri Sukadeva Goswami said, after hearing from Uddhava all about annihilation of his friends and relatives, the learned Vidura pacified his overwhelming bereavement by dint of his transcendental knowledge. Purport. Vidura was informed that the result of the battle of Kurukshetra was the annihilation of his friend and relative, as well as the destruction of the Yadu dynasty, and also passing away of the Lord. All this hurled him to bereavement of further time being. But because he was highly advanced in transcendental knowledge, he was quite competent to pacify himself by enlightenment. As it is stated in Bhagavad Gita, due to our long association with bodily relationship, bereavement, bereavement, Lalitman Prabhuji, bereavement, bereavement of an account of annihilation of friends and relatives is not at all astonishing, but one has to learn the art of subduing such bereavement with higher transcendental knowledge. The talks between Uddhava and Vidura on the topic of Krishna began at sunset, and Vidura was now further advanced in knowledge due to his association with Uddhava. Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah, Lalit Mohan Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji. Translation. While Uddhava the chief and most confidential amongst the devotees of the Lord, was going away, Vidura, in affection and confidence, questioned him. Purport by His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Vidura was very much older than Uddhava. By family relationship, Uddhava was a contemporary brother of Krishna's, while Vidura was an elderly as Krishna's father Vasudeva. But although junior by age, Uddhava was much advanced in devotional service of the Lord, and therefore he is described herein as the chief amongst the devotees of the Lord. Vidura was confident about this, and thus he addressed Uddhava in that higher category. That is the way of courteous dealings between two devotees.
ఇంకొకటి చదువు. హరే కృష్ణ.
Translation. Vidura said, O Uddhava, because the servants of Vishnu, the Lord, wander in the interest of serving others, it is quite fit that you kindly describe the self-knowledge with which you have been enlightened by the Lord himself. Purport. చదివిన మాతాజీ పర్పట్ కూడా
చదవండి ప్రభుజీ.
Okay. Purport. The servants of the Lord are actually the servants of society. They have no interest in human society other than to enlighten it in transcendental knowledge. They are interested in imparting knowledge of relationship of the living being with the Supreme Lord, the activities in the transcendental relationship, and the ultimate goal of human life. That is the real knowledge which can help society achieve the real aim of human welfare. Knowledge in the matter of bodily necessities of eating, sleeping, mating, and fearing, transformed into various branches of advancement of knowledge, is all temporary. A living being is not a material body, but an eternal part and parcel of the Supreme Being. And thus, revival of his self-knowledge is essential. Without this knowledge, the human life is baffled. The servants of Lord Vishnu are entrusted with this responsible work, and so they wander over the earth and to all other planets in the universe. Thus, the knowledge which was received by Uddhava directly from Lord deserves to be distributed in human society, especially to persons like Vidura, who are highly advanced in devotional service of the Lord. Real transcendental knowledge descends in the disciplic succession from the Lord to Uddhava, and from Uddhava to Vidura, and so on. Such supreme transcendental knowledge is not possible to achieve by the process of imperfect speculation as performed by the so-called learned mundane wranglers. Vidura was anxious to know from Uddhava that confidential knowledge known as Paramam Sthitim, in which the Lord is known by his transcendental pastimes. Although Vidura was older than Uddhava, he was anxious to become a servant of Uddhava in the transcendental relationship. This formula of transcendental discipline succession is taught by Lord Chaitanya also. Lord Chaitanya advises that one receives transcendental knowledge from anyone, whether a Brahmana or a Shudra, a householder or a sannyasi, provided that the person is factually conversant with the science of Krishna. A person who knows the science of Krishna is factually a bona fide spiritual master. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Anybody left? Who is hearing mode? Sapan Prabhuji?
Mataji, నేను జాయిన్
Okay. Yes, Prabhuji. You can read, Prabhuji.
హరే కృష్ణ.
Hare Krishna.
Translation by Professor Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Uddhava said, you may take lessons from the great learned, says Maitreya, who is nearby and who is worshipable for reception of transcendental knowledge. He was directly instructed by the personality of Godhead while he was about to quit his mortal world. Purport. Although one may be although one may be well versed in the transcendental science, one should be careful about the offense of Maryada Vyatikrama or impersonate.
Maryada Vyatikrama.
Maryada Vyatikrama or impertinently surpassing a greater personality. According to scriptural injunction, one should be very careful for transgressing the law of Maryada Vyatikrama, because by so doing, one loses his duration of life, his opulence, fame, and pretty, and the blessings of all the world. To be well versed in the transcendental science necessitates awareness of the techniques of spiritual science. Although being well aware of all these technicalities of transcendental science, advised Vidura to approach Maitreya Rishi to receive transcendental knowledge. Vidura wanted to accept Uddhava as his spiritual master, but Uddhava did not accept the post there because Vidura was an old as Uddhava's father, and therefore Uddhava could not accept him as his disciple, especially when Maitreya was present nearby. The rule is that in the presence of higher personality, one should not be very eager to impart instructions, even if one is competent and well versed. So Uddhava decided to send an elderly person like Vidura or Maitreya, another elderly person, but he has well versed also because he was directly instructed by the Lord while he was about to quit this mortal world. Since both Uddhava and Maitreya were directly instructed by the Lord, both had the authority to become the spiritual master of Vidura or anyone else. But Maitreya, being elderly, had the first claim to becoming the spiritual master, especially for Vidura. Vidura, who was much older than Uddhava. One should not be eager to become a spiritual master cheaply for the sake of a profit and fame, but should become a spiritual master only for the service of the Lord. The Lord never tolerates the impertinence of Maryada Vatikrama. One should never pass over the honor due to an elderly spiritual master in the interest of one's own personal gain and fame. Impotence the part of the pseudo spiritual master is very risky to progressive spiritual realization. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji.
Mataji, I'm available.
Yeah, you are in hearing mode. Is it you, Prabhuji?
Yeah. I didn't put my name.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, today food truck service, right? So I came here.
Okay, no problem. I thought, yeah. Yes, Prabhuji. Just a second.
Translation. Sukadeva Goswami said, O king, after thus discussing with Vidura the transcendental name, fame, qualities, etc. on the bank of Yamuna, Uddhava was overwhelmed with great affliction. He passed the night as if it were a moment, and thereafter he went away. Purport. The word used here for Krishna is Vishwamurti. Both Uddhava and Vidura were in great affliction because of Lord Krishna's departure. And the more they discussed the transcendental name, fame, and qualities of the Lord, the more the picture of the Lord became visible to them everywhere. Such visualization of the transcendental form of the Lord is neither false nor imaginary, but is factual, absolute truth. When the Lord is perceived as Vishwamurti, it is not that he loses his personality or transcendental eternal form, but he becomes visible in the same form everywhere.
You can read one more. Okay? Yes.
Translation. The king inquired at the end of the pastimes of the Lord of the three worlds, Sri Krishna, and after the disappearance of the members of Vrishni and Bhoja dynasties, who were the best of the great commanders, why did Uddhava alone remain? Purport. According to Sri Jiva Goswami, Nidhanam means the transcendental abode of the Lord. Ni means highest and Dhanam means opulence. And because the abode of the Lord is highest manifestation of transcendental opulence, his abode can therefore be called as Nidhanam. Apart from the grammatical elucidation, the real purpose of the word Nidhanam is to indicate that all the members of Vrishni and Bhoja dynasties were direct associates of the Lord, and after the end of his pastimes, all the associates were dispatched to their respective positions in the transcendental abode. Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura elucidates the meaning of Akritim as pastimes. A means complete and Kritim means transcendental pastimes. Since the Lord is identical with his transcendental body, there is no question of his changing or quitting his body. To act in accordance with the rules and customs of the material world, the Lord seems to take his birth or leave his body, but the pure devotees of the Lord know well the actual fact. It is necessary, therefore, for the serious students of Srimad Bhagavatam to follow the notes and comments of the great acharyas like Jiva Goswami and Vishwanatha Chakravarti. To others who are not devotees of the Lord, the comments and explanations of such acharyas may appear to be grammatical jugglery. But to the students who are in the line of disciplic succession, the explanations of the great acharyas are quite fit. The word Upagetashu is also significant. All the members of Vrishni and Bhoja directly reach the abode of the Lord. Other devotees do not reach the abode of the Lord directly, but the pure devotees of the Lord have no attraction for the opulence of any planets of the material world. Sometimes, due to inquisitiveness, devotees are to be promoted to the abode of the Lord, have some attraction for the opulence of the higher material planets above the earth, and thus they desire to see them while going up to the perfection. But the Rishnis and Bojas were directly dispatched because they had no attraction for the material planets. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur also suggests that according to the Amara Kosha dictionary, Akriti also means signal. Lord Krishna ordered Uddhava by signal to go to Badrikashrama after his departure, and Uddhava, as a pure devotee of the Lord, carried out the order more faithfully than going back to Godhead or the abode of the Lord. That was the cause of his remaining alone even after the departure of the Lord from the face of the earth. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Next verse. Yeah, I'll read. Okay. Translation and purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Sukadeva Goswami replied, "My dear king, the cursing of the Brahmanas was only a plea, but the actual fact was the supreme desire of the Lord. He wanted to disappear from the face of the earth after dispatching his excessively numerous family members. He thought to himself as follows." Purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. In this verse, the word Tyakshan is very significant in relation to Lord Sri Krishna's leaving his body. Since he is the eternal form of existence, knowledge and bliss, his body and his self are identical. Therefore, how it is possible that he would leave his body and then disappear from the vision of the world? There is no great controversy among the non-devotees or Mayavadis about the mysterious disappearance of the Lord, and the doubts of those men with a poor fund of knowledge have been very elaborately cleared by Srila Jiva Goswami in his Krishna Sandarbha. According to Brahma Samhita, the Lord has many forms. It is stated herein that the Lord has innumerable forms, and when he appears within the vision of the living entities, the Lord Krishna actually appeared. All such forms amalgamate within him. Besides all these infallible forms, he has his universal form, as manifested before Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Here in this verse, the word Stitam is also used. Spitam is also used, which indicates that he left his gigantic universal form called the Virat Rupa, not his primal eternal form, because there is hardly any possibility of his changing his form of Sachidananda. This simply understanding is at once realized by the devotees of the Lord, but those who are non-devotees who perform hardly any devotional service unto the Lord either do not understand this simple fact or purposely raise a controversy to defeat the eternity of the transcendental body of the Lord. This is due to the defect called the cheating propensity of the imperfect living entities. By practical experience also, it is seen up to the present day that the Lord's transcendental form is worshipped by devotees in different temples, and the devotees of the Lord factually realize that the form of the deity in the temple is non-different from the form of the Lord direct. This inconceivable performance of internal potency of the Lord is described in Bhagavad Gita 7.25, Naham Prakasa Sarvasya Yoga Maya Samavrita. The Lord reserved the right of not being exposed to everyone. In the Padma Purana, it is said, Atha Shri Krishna Namadi Nabhavet Grahyam Indriyai. The name or form of the Lord cannot be perceived by the material senses. But when he appears within the vision of the mundane people, he assumes the form of the Virat Rupa. This is an additional material exhibition of the form and is supported by the logic of subject and its adjectives. In grammar, when an adjective is taken away from the subject it modifies does not change. Similarly, when the Lord quits his Virat Rupa, the eternal form does not change. Although there is no material difference between himself and any one of his numerable forms. innumerable forms. In the 5th canto, it will be seen how the Lord is worshipped in different planets in his different forms, even now, and how he is worshipped in different temples of this earth also. Srila Jiva Goswami and Srila Vishnu Chakravarti Tagore have very elaborately explained this incident of the Lord's disappearance in their commentaries, quoting various authentic versions of the Vedic literature. We purposely do not include them all here to avoid the increase in the volume of this book. The entire matter is explained in Bhagavad Gita as it is, as quoted above. The Lord reserves the right of not being exposed to everyone. He always keeps himself out of the vision of the non-devotees who are devoid of devotion and love and devotion, and thus he puts them still further away from the Lord. The Lord appeared on the invitation of Brahma, who prayed before the Kshirodaksa Vishnu, and therefore, when the Lord appeared, all forms of Vishnu amalgamated within him. And when the mission was fulfilled, all of them disintegrated from him in the usual course. Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, text 30, Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 4th chapter, 20th verse. Now I shall have the vision of this mundane world, and I see that Uddhava, the foremost of my devotees, is the only one who can be directly entrusted with knowledge about me. Purport. Translation purport. Prabhupada ki jai. Purport. Jnanam mad ashrayam is significant in this verse. Transcendental knowledge has 3 departmental divisions, namely knowledge of impersonal Brahman, knowledge of the all-pervading Supersoul, and knowledge of the personality of Godhead. Out of the 3, transcendental knowledge of the personality of Godhead has special significance and is known as Bhagavat Tattva Vijnana, specific knowledge of the personality of Godhead. This specific knowledge is realized by pure devotional service and no other means. Bhagavad Gita 18.55 confirms this. Bhaktyamam abhijanati yavan yaschasma tattvataha. Only persons engaged in devotional service can factually know the transcendental position of the Lord. Uddhava was considered to be the best amongst all devotees of that time. And therefore, he was directly instructed by the Lord's grace, so that people might take advantage of Uddhava's knowledge after the disappearance of the Lord from the vision of the Lord, from the vision of the world. This is one of the reasons why Uddhava was advised to go to Badrikashrama. When the Lord is personally represented by the Naranarayana deity, one who is transcendentally advanced can gain direct inspiration from the temple deity, and thus a devotee of the Lord always takes shelter of a scroll down audio. When the Lord personally represented by the Narayana deity, one who is transcendentally advanced can gain direct inspiration from the temple deity. And thus, a devotee of the Lord always takes shelter of a recognized temple of the Lord in order to make tangible advancement in transcendental knowledge by the grace of the Lord. Hare Krishna. 18.55 sorry, adeda Bhaktyama Vijanati Yavanishasmata Tatoma Toma Tattva. It's okay. Bhaktyamam Vijanati Yavan Yashasmi Tattvataha Tato Mam Tattvato Gyatva Vishate Tadanantaram. Translation here. One can understand, just translation only. One can understand me as I am, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead only by devotional service. Bhaktyamam abhijanati. Through bhakti, abhijanati means to know about me. And when one is in that full consciousness of me, by such devotion, he can enter into the kingdom of God. That's it. Only bhakti. We can understand Krishna fully. Huh? Only bhakti, we can understand Krishna fully, in and out, with pure devotional service. Not any other process. Prabhupada writes in the beginning, the three kinds of realizations, right? Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavaniti Shabdate. That is a verse from first canto. So Prabhupada only given an example like, sunshine, sun planet, and sun god. Sunshine is like impersonal Brahman realization. Sun planet, all pervading nature of Supreme Lord, that is super soul. And sun god, Surya Narayana, Krishna, direct Krishna, is person Krishna. Hare Krishna. Now 8:50, right? What is the idea? Another 5 minutes, or there are 3 more slokas there in the Rudra Gita. You want to do?
3 shlokas ఇవాళ కంప్లీట్ చేద్దాం.
కంప్లీట్ ఏం లేదు, ఒక్కొక్కరు వేసుకుంటూ
స్టార్ట్ ద
అందరూ ఒక్కొక్కసారి చదివినారు, ఎవరు కొత్త వాళ్ళు అయినట్టున్నారు చూసి. లెట్ మీ సీ. అకించన్ ప్రభు చదవలేదు. ఇంకెవరు ఉన్నారు? సంధ్యా మాతాజీ. సంధ్యా మాతాజీ ఆల్సో దేర్. బట్ యూ వాంట్ టు రీడ్ మాతాజీ అండ్ అకించన్ ప్రభు?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam.
Now you want to read Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Sorry, Prabhuji, I did not realize the time. Yeah.
It's okay. No problem, Mataji. Now, next, Akijam Prabhu?
I will read, Prabhuji.
Mataji?
I can read.
Yeah, you can read. Next
Prabhuji, Akijam Prabhuji, మీరు చదవండి, మీ తర్వాత చదువుతాను.
Okay. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Uddhava is not inferior to me in any way because he is never affected by the modes of the material nature. Therefore, he may remain in this world in order to disseminate specific knowledge of the personality of the Godhead. Purport. The specific qualification for the becoming the representative of Lord is to be unaffected by the material modes of the nature. The highest qualification of the person in the material world is to be a Brahmana. But since a Brahmana is in the mode of goodness, to be a Brahmana is not sufficient for becoming a representative of the Lord. One has to transcend the mode of goodness also and be situated in unalloyed goodness, unaffected by the qualities of the material nature. This stage of transcendental qualification is called Suddha Sattva or Vasudeva. And this stage, the signs of God can be realized. As the Lord is not affected by the modes of the material nature, so the pure devotees of the Lord is also not affected by the modes of nature. That is primary qualification for being one with the Lord. A person who is able to attain the transcendental qualification is called Jivana Mukti, liberated, even though he is apparently in material conditions. This liberation is achieved by the one who constantly engages in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. In the Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu 1.2.187, it is stated, Tayasya Hare Dasye Karmana Manasagiri Dikilasva Api Aswastau Su Avastasu Jivana Mukta Sa Uchyate. Anyone who, by their actions, mind, and the words, lives only for the transcendental loving service of the Lord, is certainly a liberated soul, even though he may appear to be in the condition of material existence. Uddhava was in such a transcendental position, and thus he was selected to be a factual representative of the Lord in his bodily absence from the vision of the world. Such a devotee of the Lord is never affected by the material strength, intelligence, or even renunciation. Such a devotee of the Lord can withstand all slots of material nature, and therefore he is known as Goswami. Only such Goswami can penetrate the mysteries of the Lord, transcendental mysteries of the Lord's transcendental loving relationships. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Yes, yes. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Only such Goswamis can penetrate the mysteries of the Lord's transcendental loving relationships. One day we all have to become Goswamis and Goswaminis. Okay? One day, with Krishna's mercy only, but with our sincere attempts. Yeah, Sandhya Mata, go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation: Sukadeva Goswami informed the king that Uddhava, being thus instructed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the source of all Vedic knowledge and the spiritual master of the three worlds, reached the pilgrimage site of Badarikashrama and engaged himself there in trance to satisfy the Lord. Purport: Lord Sri Krishna is factually the spiritual master of the three worlds, and he is the original source of all Vedic knowledge. It is very difficult, however, to understand the personal feature of the Absolute Truth. Even from the Vedas, his personal instructions are needed in order to understand the personality of Godhead as a supreme absolute truth. Bhagavad Gita is the evidence of such transcendental knowledge in gift. One cannot know the Supreme Lord unless one is graced by the Lord himself. Lord Krishna exhibited the specific mercy towards Arjuna and Uddhava while he was in the material world. Undoubtedly, Bhagavad Gita was spoken by the Lord on the battlefield of Kurukshetra just to encourage Arjuna to fight, and yet to complete the transcendental knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. The Lord instructed Uddhava. The Lord wanted Uddhava to fulfill his mission and disseminate knowledge which he had not spoken even in Bhagavad Gita. Persons who are attached to the words of the Vedas may also know from this verse that the Lord is the source of all Vedic knowledge. One who is unable to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead by going through the pages of Vedas may take shelter of one of the Lord's devotees, such as Uddhava, in order to advance further in knowledge of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Brahma Samhita says that it is difficult to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead from Vedas, but he is easily understood from a pure devotee like Uddhava. Taking mercy on the great sages who lived at Badrikashrama, the Lord authorized Uddhava to speak on his behalf. Unless one has such authorization, one cannot understand or preach the devotional service of the Lord. Shall I continue, Prabhuji? Is it a big purpose?
Complete, Mataji. You can complete.
While present on this earth, the Lord executed many uncommon activities, even traveling in space to bring down the Parijata from heaven and recovering the son of his teacher, Sandipani Muni, from the regions of death. Uddhava was certainly informed of the conditions of life on other planets, and all the sages were anxious to know of them. Just as we are anxious to know about the planets in space, Uddhava was particularly deputed to carry a message to Badrikashrama, not only to the sages of that place of pilgrimage, but also the Naranarayana deities. Such a message must have been more confidential than the knowledge described in the pages of the Vedas. The Lord is undoubtedly the source of all knowledge, and the messages dispatched through the Uddhava to Naranarayana and the other sages were also part of the Vedic knowledge. But they were more confidential and could be sent or understood.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Since such confidential knowledge was known only to the Lord and Uddhava, it is said that Uddhava was as good as the Lord himself. Every living entity can, like Uddhava, also become a confidential messenger on the same level as the Lord, provided he becomes confidential himself by dint of loving devotional service. Such confidential knowledge is entrusted, as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, only to pure devotees like Uddhava and Arjuna, and one has to learn the misery through them and not otherwise. One cannot understand Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam without the help of such confidential devotees of the according to Srila Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakura, the confidential message must have concerned the mystery of his departure and the appearance in mundane world for 100 years. Everyone must have been very anxious to know about the mystery of the annihilation of the Yadu dynasty, and that message must have been explained by the Lord to Uddhava and dispatched to Badrikashrama for the information of Naranarayana and other pure devotees of the Lord. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Jai Jai. Thank you very much. I think everybody read, huh? And
Last one, how many are there, Prabhuji, still?
కాదు మీరు చదవలేదా?
చదివిన ప్రభుజీ, అంటే ఇంకా ఉన్నాయి, అయిపోయినా? ఇంకా 4. ఓకే ఓకే.
వాట్ విల్ కంటిన్యూ ఆన్ మండే ప్రభు.
ఓకే ఓకే.
ఈ లింక్ షేర్డ్ ఇన్ దట్ గ్రూప్. వాట్ ఇస్ దట్ నంబర్?
33 ప్రభుజీ. We need to read from 33.
33. Okay. Thank you ప్రభుజీ. So you share from, did you open WhatsApp? అదే పని మరి నేను తీసుకుంటాను, నువ్వు అది I'll take over 1 second. Claim post, reclaim post. Stop share your screen. Thank you very much devotees for joining today and reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 4th chapter. Very nicely written, Srila Prabhupada, in instructions. So we are continuing Rudra Gita from 36 onwards. Till now we have completed 33, 34, 35, 33, 34 and 35. Rudra Gita. This is a picture is there on the back side of Bhagavatam set. Then which kind of 4th kind? I think 4th kind. The picture. This 4th kind. So this picture printed on the Bhagavatam hardbound book. So we are learning. Okay. So who is speaking to whom? This Rudra Gita. Hare Krishna devotees. Quickly answer. Who is speaking to whom?
Shiva to Prachetas.
Lord Shiva to Pracheta.
Lord Shiva. Okay. Who is Prachina Barhi? Who is Prachina Barhi? చదవండి, ఇక్కడ చూసి చెప్పండి. ఇక్కడ చదవండి, ఇక్కడ చదివి చెప్పండి ఎవరైనా. Who is Prachina Barhi?
Father.
That's it. Father, నాన్న. ఆ 10 మంది సంతానం, నాన్న. 33, 34, 35, 36 onward we'll learn today. Okay? Over to you, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you. So here the first line is Namo Namo Aniruddhaya Hrishikeshendriya Atmane. Hrishikesha Indriya Atmane. Namaha Paramahamsaya Purnaya Nibhrit Atmane. I will just give you the meaning of word by word, line by line. Namo Namo Aniruddhaya. Okay. Namo Namaha means, oh, all glories unto you. All glories unto you, oh Aniruddhaya. There is a reason why he has taken the name of Aniruddha here. See, in the previous verses, what are all he covered? He covered Sankarshanaya, Pradyumnaya, and Vasudevaya. And here he is covering what? Aniruddhaya. Why he is covering Aniruddhaya here? Because Aniruddha takes care of the mind. Okay. Aniruddha is an representation of mind. So mind controls what? Senses, right? So before he going or praising the senses, what he said? You are the ultimate controller of the senses and the sense objects. Okay, that's what he wanted to convey. That's why Rudra, he said, Namo Namo Aniruddhaya. Aniruddhaya means that entity which controls the mind. Okay. Hrishikesha Indriyatmani. Hrishikesha means the master of the senses. Indriyatmana means the director of the senses. Okay, Hrishikesha Indriyatmani means you are the master and director of all the senses. Who? Aniruddha. Now Aniruddha is what? Representation of the mind. Okay. And the next two lines he says, Namo Paramahamsaya. Namaha Paramahamsaya. Paramahamsaya means you are supremely pure. Okay. And Puranaya Nibhritatmani. See, sorry, Purnaya, not Puranaya. Purnaya. Purnaya means you are complete whole. Okay. And you are Paramahamsaya. Paramahamsaya means you are supremely perfect. And you are complete. Nibhritatmani. Nibhritatmani means you don't live, or even though you have created this material world, you also live separately from this material world. Okay. That's what Nibhritatmani means. Even though this material world is created by you, you still be separate from this material world. You stay separately from this material world. This is what Nibhritatmani means. Okay. So the previous day we have discussed that there are four second quadruple expansion. That is Vasudeva, Aniruddha, Pradyumna and Sankarshana. And they represent four things in this material world. Okay. Aniruddha represents what?
Mind.
The Aniruddha has come in this verse. Okay.
Mind.
In this verse, senses are there, and the controlling deity of senses is mind. Okay. And who is the controlling deity of mind? Aniruddha.
Aniruddha only.
Okay. Aniruddha is confirmed. Aniruddha means mind. Okay. Sankarshana means destruction. Destruction is related to what? Ego, false ego. False ego always destructs you. Okay. Your identity as your body or your identity to this material world will always destruct you. That's why Sankarshana is ego, false ego. Okay. So Aniruddha and Sankarshana is over. And there is one more thing is Pradyumna. Pradyumna means intelligence. Okay. And Vasudeva. Vasudeva means consciousness. So mind, intelligence, ego, and consciousness. These are the four representations by the second quadruple expansions. Okay. We will remember one today. What is mind related to? To which expansion?
Aniruddha project. Aniruddha.
Yeah, Aniruddha. Okay. And what is destruction related to?
Pradyumna. Sankarshana.
No. Sankarshana. Okay. Destruction or ego, that is represented by Sankarshana. Okay. We will remember these two today. Tomorrow we will go with the next two. Okay. Aniruddha means
Mind.
Sankarshana means
Destruction project.
False ego or false ego. Okay. False ego is always represented by destruction only. It will destruct everything. Whatever good qualities we have, it destructs everything. That's what is represented by Sankarshana. Okay. So we will go ahead with the. I just read once. Okay. Then we will go to line by line 3 times. Namo Namo Aniruddhaya Hrishikeshendriya Atmane Namah Paramahamsaya Purnaya Nibhritatmane. Now please repeat. We'll go line by line. Namo Namo Aniruddhaya.
Namo
Niruddhaya.
Namo Namo Aniruddhaya.
Namo Niruddhaya.
Namo Namo Aniruddhaya.
Namo Niruddhaya.
Hrishikeshendriya Atmane.
Hrishikeshendriya Atmane.
Hrishikeshendriya Atmane.
Hrishikeshendriya Atmane.
Hrishikeshendriya Atmane.
Hrishikeshendriya Atmane.
We will go this line for 3 more times because I didn't make you do practice. Okay. ऋषिकेशेन्द्रिय आत्मने.
ऋषिकेशेन्द्रियात्मने.
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 नमः परमहंसाय.
नमः परमहंसाय.
नमः परमहंसाय.
नमः परमहंसाय.
नमः परमहंसाय.
नमः परमहंसाय.
पूर्णाया निभृतात्मने.
पूर्णाय निभृतात्मने.
पूर्णाया निभृतात्मने.
पूर्णाया निभृतात्मने.
पूर्णाया निभृतात्मने.
पूर्णाया निभृतात्मने.
Two lines together. Namo Namah. Hare Krishna. Can I go ahead? Okay. Namo Namo Aniruddhaya Hrishikeshendriyatmane.
नमो नमो अनिरुद्धाय ऋषिकेशेन्द्रियात्मने.
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 नमः परमहंसाय पूर्णाय निभृतात्मने.
नमः
परमहंसाय
पूर्णाय निभृतात्मने.
नमः परमहंसाय पूर्णाय निभृतात्मने.
नमः परमहंसाय पूर्णाय निभृतात्मने.
नमः परमहंसाय पूर्णाय निभृतात्मने.
नमः
परमहंसाय पूर्णाय निभृतात्मने.
Now the whole shloka 3 times. Okay. Namo Namo Aniruddhaya Hrishikeshendriyatmane. Namah Paramahamsaya Purnaya Nibhritatmane.
नमो नमो निरुद्धाय
अनिरुद्धाय
ऋषिकेशेन्द्रियात्मने. नमः
ऋषिकेशेन्द्रियात्मने. नमः
परमहंसाय
परमहंसाय पूर्णाय निभृतात्मने.
Namo Namo Aniruddhaya Hrishikeshendriyatmane. Namah Paramahamsaya Purnaya Nibhritatmane.
नमो नमो अनिरुद्धाय ऋषिकेशेन्द्रियात्मने. नमः परमहंसाय पूर्णाय निभृतात्मने.
नमो नमो अनिरुद्धाय ऋषिकेशेन्द्रियात्मने. नमः परमहंसाय पूर्णाय निभृतात्मने.
नमो नमो
नमो
निरुद्धाय
अनिरुद्धाय ऋषिकेशेन्द्रियात्मने. नमः परमहंसाय पूर्णाय निभृतात्मने.
Last one more time. Namo Namo Aniruddhaya Hrishikeshendriyatmane. Namah Paramahamsaya Purnaya Nibhritatmane.
नमो
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 निरुद्धाय
अनिरुद्धाय
ऋषिकेशेन्द्रियात्मने.
ऋषिकेशेन्द्रियात्मने.
नमः
नमः
परमहंसाय
परमहंसाय पूर्णाय
निभृतात्मने.
निभृतात्मने.
Yeah. Now you can go with the individual practice. Starting from Samyukta Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
नमो नमो अनिरुद्धाय ऋषिकेशेन्द्रियात्मने. नमः परमहंसाय पूर्णाय निभृतात्मने. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Hare
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Sandhya Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
नमो नमो अनिरुद्धाय ऋषिकेन्द्रियात्मने. नमः परमहंसाय पूर्णाय निभृतात्मने.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Madhvi Mataji. Yeah, Madhavi Mataji. Okay. Rashmi Mataji, can you please go ahead?
नमो नमो निरुद्धाय ऋषिकेशेन्द्रियात्मने. नमः परमहंसाय पूर्णाय निभृतात्मने. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Vani Mataji.
नमो नमो निरुद्धाय ऋषिकेशेन्द्रियात्मने. नमः परमहंसाय पुण्याय निभृतात्मने. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Purnaya Mataji. Purnaya.
పూర్ణాయ అదే అన్నాను కదా, పూర్ణాయ
పుణ్యాయ
కదా.
అన్నారా? పుణ్యాయ అని వచ్చినట్టు వినిపిస్తుంది Mataji. పూర్ణాయ అన్నారా?
పూర్ణాయ అన్నాను ప్రభుజీ. పూర్ణాయ నిభృతాత్మనే.
Okay, Mataji. Okay. Who else is there? Trisha Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji. I'll do Prabhuji. Shrimad Bhagavatam 4.24.36. Namo Namo Niruddhaya Rishikeshendriyatmane Namaha Paramahamsaya Purnaya Nibritatmane.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Lavanya Mataji.
Can I do, Prabhuji?
Yeah, go ahead, Mataji. Go ahead, Prabhu.
Yeah. Srimad Bhagavatam 4.24.36. Namo Namo Niruddhaya Namo Namo Aniruddhaya Rishikeshendriyatmane Nama Paramahamsaya Purnaya Nibritatmane. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. Who else is there? Mataji.
Yeah.
Madhavi Mataji, go ahead.
Srimad Bhagavatam 4.24.30. Namo Namo Aniruddhaya Rishikeshendriyatmane Nama Paramahamsaya Purnaya Nibritatmane. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Thank you, Mataji. Sapan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Namo Namo Niruddhaya Rishikeshendriyatmane Nama Paramahamsaya Purnaya Nibritatmane.
Thank you, Prabhu. Chandramoli Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Namo Namo Niruddhaya Rishikeshendriyatmane Nama Paramahamsaya Purnaya Nibritatmane.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. Giriraj Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam 4.24.36. Namo Namo Niruddhaya Rishikeshendriyatmane Nama Paramahamsaya Purnaya Nibritatmane.
Thank you, Prabhu. Akins Prabhu, మీరు అయిపోయారా?
లేదు, చేయలేదు Prabhu.
చేయండి Prabhu.
నమో నమో అనిరుద్ధాయ ఋషికేశేంద్రియాత్మనే నమ పరమహంసాయ పూర్ణాయ నిభృతాత్మనే.
Thank you, Prabhu. Everyone is done, I guess.
Lavanya, you have to do.
Lavanya Mataji.
ప్రభుజీ ఒక డౌట్ ప్రభుజీ ఇక్కడ శ్లోకాలో లైక్ రిషికేశ అంటే కంట్రోల్ ఆఫ్ ద సెన్సెస్, సో యు ఆర్ ద మాస్టర్ ఆఫ్ ద సెన్సెస్. లేకిన్ తర్వాత లైక్ ట్రాన్స్లేషన్ లో మళ్ళీ సంకర్షణ గురించి చెప్పారు, లైక్ పరమహంస పుణ్యాయ అంటే యు ఆర్ ద విత్ ఇన్ దిస్ వరల్డ్ అండ్ యు ఆర్ ఆల్సో అని అది చెప్పలేదు కదా ప్రభుజీ ఇక్కడ ట్రాన్స్లేషన్ లో.
ముందు ట్రాన్స్లేషన్ వచ్చింది మాతాజీ,
ఎక్కడ
35-34 లో వస్తుంది అది. దాన్ని మళ్ళీ ఇక్కడ దాన్ని రిపీట్ చేస్తారనమాట అంతే
సంకర్షణ గురించి.
యా యా
because you are the creation, you are the like destroyer of blazing fire ada.
అంటే యాక్చువల్లీ ఇక్కడ లాస్ట్ లో ఒక వర్డ్ ఉంది చూసారా మాతాజీ, నిభృతాత్మనే అని. లాస్ట్ లో ఒక వర్డ్ ఉంది కదా నిభృతాత్మనే అని, హూ ఇస్ సిట్యుయేటెడ్ అపార్ట్ ఫ్రమ్ దిస్ మెటీరియల్ క్రియేషన్. ఓకే, సో ఆ కంటెక్స్ట్ లో ఇది ఇచ్చారనమాట. మెటీరియల్ క్రియేషన్ కన్నా బయట కూడా మీరు ఉండొచ్చు, మెటీరియల్ క్రియేషన్ మొత్తం సర్వనాశనం చేసే అధికారం మీకు ఉంది అని అనమాట. అంటే రుద్ర ఇస్ టెల్లింగ్ దట్ విష్ణు ఇస్ ద సర్వ అధికారి ఆఫ్ డిస్ట్రాయింగ్ దిస్ హోల్ మెటీరియల్ వరల్డ్ ఆల్సో, అండ్ యూ కెన్ స్టే అవే ఫ్రమ్ దిస్ మెటీరియల్ వరల్డ్. ఆ కంటెక్స్ట్ లో ఇలా వస్తాయి అనమాట ఒకసారి.
నిన్న చెప్పారు కదా యు ఆర్ ద ఇంటిగ్రేషన్, యు ఆర్
డిసింటిగ్రేషన్. ఇక్కడ నిభృతాత్మనే అనే వర్డ్ వచ్చింది కదా, ఆ నిభృతాత్మనే గురించి ఈ ఎక్స్ప్లెనేషన్ ఇచ్చేసారు ఇక్కడ కూడా.
కానీ ఇక్కడ ఎలాగో ఇక్కడ చెప్పారు ఎక్స్ట్రా
అంతే.
ఎందుకంటే లాస్ట్ లైన్స్ లైక్ పరమహంస యు ఆర్ ద వర్షిపర్ ఆఫ్ ద పరమహంసస్ అని ఇక్కడ కింద ఇవ్వలేదు, అందుకు అనిపించింది. సో బికాస్ ఆఫ్ if they know like you are the integrator, you are the disintegrator, you are the maintainer, then everybody should be like they should offer obeisances. Is that correct?
Yes మాతాజీ, యాక్చువల్లీ ఇలా ఎక్స్ట్రా ఎక్స్ప్లెనేషన్స్ ఎప్పుడైనా ప్రభుపాద ఇస్తారో మనకి ట్రాన్స్లేషన్స్ లో వాటిల్లో. అందుకే ఎందుకంటే ఇప్పుడు మీరు ఇదే ట్రాన్స్లేషన్ వేరే ఇప్పుడు ఇంపర్సనలిస్ట్ ట్రాన్స్లేషన్ చూసారనుకోండి శ్రీమద్ భాగవతం, అందులో ఈ ఎక్స్ట్రా లైన్ ఇవ్వరు అనమాట. సంకర్షణ గురించి ఇక్కడ మాట్లాడరు. ఎందుకంటే వాళ్ళు ఆ ఒక నిభృతాత్మని తీసుకుని మొత్తం ఇంపర్సనలిస్ట్ ఫిలాసఫీ చెప్పేస్తారు వాళ్ళు. అది రాకూడదని ప్రభుపాద ఇప్పుడు ఇట్లా కాషియస్ గా చెప్తూ ఉంటారు అనమాట.
అంటే రిలేట్ చేస్తారు.
ఇలా రిలీజ్ చేస్తారు అనమాట.
మెయింటైనర్, హీ ఇస్ ద డిస్ట్రక్చర్.
హీ ఇస్ ద డిస్ట్రక్టర్ యాక్చువల్లీ.
అదే ఎస్ ప్రభుజీ, ఐ గాట్ ఇట్. ఐ విల్ రీడ్ నౌ. నమో నమో అనిరుద్ధాయ ఋషికేశేంద్రియాత్మనే నమ పరమహంసాయ పూర్ణాయ నిభృతాత్మనే. థ్యాంక్ యూ ప్రభుజీ.
Yeah, now we have 9:18 for 2 more minutes. Just I will tell you. Okay. Aniruddha is the controller of what?
Sir, translation చదువుదాం ఆగండి. ట్రాన్స్లేషన్ చదవలే కదా? వర్డ్ బై వర్డ్. ఓకే, వర్డ్ బై వర్డ్ చదవండి. సపన్ ప్రభు అది అగర్జీ.
హరే కృష్ణ ప్రభు.
వర్డ్ బై వర్డ్ చేయండి.
Synonyms: Namaha, all my obeisances unto you. Namaha, obeisances again. Aniruddhaya, unto Lord Aniruddha. Rishikesha, the master of senses. Indriyatmane, the director of senses. Namaha, all obeisances unto you. Paramahamsaya, unto the supreme perfect. Purnaya, unto the supreme complete. Nibrittatmane, who is situated apart from this material creation. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. My Lord, as the supreme directing deity known as Aniruddha, you are the master of the senses and the mind. I therefore offer my obeisances unto you again and again. You are known as Ananta as well as Sankarshana because of your ability to destroy the whole creation by the blazing fire from your mouth. Hare Krishna. Mitchapam Prabhu Chapan.
Prabhuji, I just wanted to tell that Aniruddha is a controller of who? Which sense?
Mind and senses.
Mind. Okay.
And senses.
Yeah, indirectly senses. Because mind is the one which controls the senses. Okay, so Aniruddha depicts what? Mind. Okay. And Sankarshana?
Destroying teacher.
Yeah, destroying and false ego. Okay, so these are the two things which we should remember today. The next rest of the two we'll do tomorrow. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. I am done with it.
Monday we'll do. Actually, one more thing. Yes, thank you for nice explanation, Prabhu. So actually we are reading only translation, but Prabhupada written nice purports. Actually, this I learned from previous, reading circles when I was there in US. If something we won't get to understand in particular words, we have to refer previous 2-3 verses and next 2-3 verses in connection with that particular verse. Previous verses 1, 2 or 3 and next verses, like that. That way our understanding will be more clear. Just want to add this, Prabhuji. Okay. Thank you so much. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhu evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta koti Vaishnavrinda ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Rudra Gitam ki jai. Nitai Gaura Premanande. Hari Hari Bol. See you all on Monday. Have a happy Krishna conscious weekend. Hari Bol. Thank you.
Hari Bol, Prabhu.